Hey guys, it's Drew, and I just had a observation, right? That observation is that songs from the mid to late 90s, and I guess through the early 2000s as well, a lot of rock and rap heavily featured, not heavily maybe, but they did feature like scratch turntables, like the wooka wooka wooka. And they don't do that anymore, and it makes me sad because it's really cool, and we should bring them back. So, I guess in this video, I'm just going to talk about why I have started to get into scratching myself. I'm not like super good, but I think I have a good enough sense of rhythm where I'm picking it up and doing fun stuff. I'm having fun with it at least, and it is a cool sound, right? But while I do that, like I have this plate that you put on the platter that you put the vinyl on, and then it like glides more easily, so you're not damaging the motors and the drives in the turntable itself. So I need to cut out a new wax paper thing that like slides under it, so less friction, because I think I've worn this one out, which is good. That means I've been practicing. But while I'm doing that, I'm gonna talk about why I like scratching. So I am a guitar player first and foremost. That was the thing that really made me get into music seriously and like full time. And then I've picked up other things. I think I'm a pretty good singer now, but I mean I wasn't always a good singer. But I started taking singing seriously because I like the guitar and I want to write my own songs with the guitar with singing. And I'm a metal musician, so I do the screams as well. So I learned how to scream. And as it so happens, I'm wearing my Linkin Park shirt, and they heavily feature, not heavily, I keep saying heavily, they feature turntables in their music. I gotta trace this circle. Okay. And yeah, so they feature turntables in their music, and I heard that, and I'm like, that's good. Slipknot does that. Even like frickin' Incubus does that. You guys remember Incubus? Uh, their song "Pardon Me" has like a straight up scratch break. And then I mean I love like '90s rap too, like Outkast, Nas. I mean Outkast, they have some crazy like turntable type stuff. I don't know who does them, if it's one of them or someone else they bring in the studio, but I love '90s rap for that reason. It feels like it's in the room. When you have scratch turntables, it feels like it's in the room. It's happening in front of you almost. Because, I mean, similar to how I kind of fell in love with... Oh boy. Okay, hold that thought. Similar to how I fell in love with like heavy metal guitars, is that it's almost like making something ugly sound really good, even beautiful at times. I mean, you hear melodic guitar solos where the guitar players are just wailing, and it's awesome. I love that. And I think the same concept applies to turntable scratches, where you're taking this ugly sound of and then making it into music that is so artistic to me, and I love that. And that's what inspired me to try to learn this on my own. Well, I mean, if I were to say what inspired me, it was probably, I mentioned Outkast earlier, but it was Outkast. I guess, I mean, you could choose any one of their earlier albums, but I think specifically it was AT Aliens. That whole album, they're sparse. They come in every now and then, but it is like an element of the music, I feel. In that album, AT Aliens, it's a part of that sound, and you can't not have that and expect it to be the same. So that's kind of like why I've gotten into trying to learn how to scratch. Alright, so this is my circle. Doesn't show very well at all. Oh my gosh. I promise you it's there. I can see it at least. I know where I'm gonna cut. I have my scissors. No, that is... Maybe that's gonna show up. I don't know. Ugh. Alright, here we go. I think another reason... Well, I mean, I haven't started talking about this yet, so I'm saying another reason, but a reason why I don't think that scratching has a place in, like, modern music, or at least, you know, on a larger level, because, I mean, I listen to modern hip-hop every now and then. I can't say I'm the biggest fan, not because I don't like it, it's just because I'm not into it, but I'll listen to modern hip-hop, and it's cool. It's very, like, beat-focused. I like that. I do like that. I like the grooves. I like the melodies. I like the beats. But there's, I mean, the fact of the matter, there's just not much scratching going on. I can't remember the last modern song I heard with scratching. I mean, I guess you can correct me on that if there is a good example, but I'm just drawing a blank. And part of that, and that goes for rock as well, rock and metal. Part of that, I think, is because turntables are just so imperfect. You know what I mean? So, like, how it works is that with vinyl, that's an analog medium, so I don't want to get into it too much, but, like, that's... the little grooves in the vinyl is what sends signals to the needle, and then that gets converted into electrical energy, which gets converted back into sonic, like, signal. I don't know if I explained that right. But basically, it's not ones and zeros, that's digital. This is analog. And so, when you turn the vinyl, like, fast, it'll be a higher pitch because it's receiving the information, like, at a higher frequency, which is, you know, higher speed, higher frequency. And so if you turn it even a little bit slower, it's going to affect the pitch. And even a little bit slower, it's going to affect the pitch. And I don't think modern music has a place for that kind of nuance, maybe like it used to. And of course, like, the underground is the underground. The underground exists, but, you know, like I'm saying, Outkast, Linkin Park, they were getting, like, number one hits or something. I actually don't know because I wasn't alive during that time, but they're mainstream. I'm still talking about them today. They're not just some obscure artists. I'm sure that some of y'all have at least heard of them. Oh my gosh. But you take that thought of just, like, that unpredictability, right? So, like, if I'm going to put scratches in a song, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfectly in time, and I don't think the tools are quite there yet to edit those in the same way that you can edit guitars and still have it remain natural. And so I think it's one of those things maybe that's, like, easy to pick up, hard to master. And I just miss it, man. I mean, you can kind of hear, like, if you listen to a lot of early hip-hop, not early hip-hop, but just, like, 80s hip-hop, let's say. That's early for me, because, again, I'm a little child, but you listen to Eric B. and Rakim. And, I mean, those beats are primitive. They're good. The flows, actually, I would say, hold up surprisingly well, considering it came out when it did, with the technology that was available. And then you listen to, like, the scratches by Eric B. And you can hear, I mean, it's very good, but, like, you can hear the little imperfections where he's either coming in a bit early or a bit late. But it's like, that's sweet. That's awesome, because that makes me, that lets me know that there is a person behind this record. There's someone who's doing this, and it's not just samples, and I mean, nothing wrong with samples, but it's like, it's not just like it takes an actual sense of rhythm to do what's being done, and I can just appreciate that. Maybe I'm, like, my sense of perspective is skewed because I've started to learn how to scratch, and I've kind of learned how it's not just super easy. You can get crazy with it, of course, but even just like doing basic techniques at a good, like, high level, I guess. I love that. I mean, that's what Outkast would do. I mean, they get a little more crazy, I think, at times in their music, but they're not doing like pro DJ clicky crab scratches or whatever you call them, but yeah, I miss scratching. I miss beats and scratching. And the thing is that it works over so much, like, different genres of music. Before I determined I needed a new, like, cutout thing here, wax paper thing, I was just practicing, I was just jamming. I went from, like, hip-hop beats to, like, James Brown break beats to, like, disco. And I mean, you can do it over metal too, so I've been trying to write, like, I guess you'd call it, like, rhythm turntable parts to, like, kind of complement the guitars in my own, like, personal projects. Look at that, I just did that. Okay. So yeah, I've been trying to implement more turntables, because again, it's not perfect. It's never gonna be perfect. I think you can, I mean, at least for where I'm at, like, I can get a nearly perfect guitar take. Obviously, it's still gonna have some sort of nuance and imperfection, but I think I'm a pretty good guitar player. I can record rhythm guitars well and be in time and have a good sense of rhythm. But I just don't have that, at least to the same level, with turntables. And as weird as it sounds, like, I want some, like, imperfection, like, actual imperfection, not just like, oh, it's a little bit off on this note or whatever. Like, I want it to be, like, straight up, almost, like, out of time. It'll still be good, right? It'll still have to sound good, but I miss that about turntables, that they're not perfect. It's hard to be perfect. It's nearly impossible, just because how sensitive they are to, like, the speed and touch of what you're trying to do. Alright, I'm almost done. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Perfection is boring. Turntables are awesome. I'm gonna put this new one on. It's gonna glide really nice. But yeah, I think I've made my point here. I don't know if there's much to add, but yeah, let me know. Bring back turntables, you cowards. Alright, I'm gonna go jam for a little bit. Peace.